I'm 54 years old. I'm 6'1" when I'm fully assembled and weigh about 235 pounds. What I'm going to show you today is one of the about 3 things I had to do before I was able to be kind of left alone. And this would be right after I had the surgery for the above the knee amputation. Now I'm also below the knee amputation on the right side. Now this was done several years ago. This was done much more recently. So I've had this one for a while. This one's relatively new. Okay, one of the things when I first came out of the hospital, I was pretty weak and I've lost a lot of weight in the hospital and I had to be monitored 24/7. And there were several tasks that I figured I needed to be able to accomplish before anybody was going to feel comfortable leaving me alone for any length of time. One of them was being able to get in and out of the bathroom on my own. One of them was getting up and down the stairs without looking like I'm going to bust my head open. And the other was standing up on one leg like I am here in the kitchen. And mainly because everybody figured I was going to try to do it at some point anyway, so I figured I would do it early on to demonstrate that I can do it safely, comfortably in any case, and people felt comfortable with me doing this once I was when I was left alone. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stand up at the cabinet here on my one leg. Now I know if you think about it for a minute, this seems like a really good job for a crutch. Apparently I'm not smart enough to operate a crutch. I never have been able to work well with the crutches, and they're more dangerous for me than just doing things without crutches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around, I'm going to approach the sink, and once I do that I'm going to get myself together and I'm going to use the hand rest to push my body up. Now it'll probably be hard to tell what I'm doing as I go along, but my intention is to basically push myself more or less straight up. I know I'll be leaning some, but I want to push myself straight up in the chair, basically as high as I can feel comfortable with. I don't want to push back on the chair because even with my weight, even with the wheels locked, this chair could scoot out from under me, and I don't want that to happen. That's why I want to push straight up as high as I can go before I reach over here for the cabinet to hold on to the cabinet. And I'm going to stand up, I'm going to take a second or two and make sure that my weight in the socket on my prosthetic leg is centered over top of that. And then I'm going to push myself up and basically hold on to the cabinet. Okie dokie, this is the way I do this. Basically I'll come into the cabinet. Now when I was first doing this, I wasn't staying at home because it was easier to monitor me all the time when I was someplace else. And where I was, had a cabinet that had a little bit larger lip that came out of here, and I could actually hold on anywhere at the cabinet, and it was real simple. But here, I don't have as much of a lip to hold on to, but when I first got back home, hold on to the sink was really easy. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to lock my wheels up, take my seatbelt off, and what I want to do is I got my chair in basically as close to the cabinet as I can. I want my foot to be up all the way up to the stop under the cabinet, but I don't want my knee up against the door, because when I'm going up, or especially when I'm coming down, if this hits this door, there's a good chance I can punch a hole in it because they're just not very strong. So I don't want to put any weight on the cabinet, on this cabinet door as I'm doing it. Okay, and I just warn you ahead of time, it's you don't have to make the funny faces, it's just easier when I do it. Okay, so this is what I do. Straight basically is up as far as I can go. Grab hold of the sink. My leg was sturdy, squared away under me right off, so it made it easy, and I'm good. Now I can reach stuff, in the cabinets. I can't hop. I'm not able to hop. But one of the other things I can do that a lot of people probably can't, but many people can, is I can put my stump up here on the cabinet, and I can hold myself up real comfortably without any legs. Actually, while I've got my stump up here, I'll point out this is my prosthetic liner for my other prosthetic. When I don't wear that prosthetic, I actually put a rubber band on here to hold this thing up out of the way. It didn't take me but about 3 minutes to determine that if I was wearing this liner without the prosthetic, that strap gets in the way. So the rubber band comes in pretty doggone handy. Okay, I can reach stuff. I can reach in my sink. I'm actually leaning up against the cabinet for some support forward a little bit here. Now when I come down, I essentially do things the same way. I want to make sure that my one leg that I do have is centered in my prosthetic well. I'm going to hold on with both hands. I'm going to take whichever arm I'm more comfortable with in my position, which will be my right arm in this case. I'm going to reach back and hold on to my wheelchair because I need to know where my wheelchair is. I want to come down straight on it and somewhat controlled, and I also want to make sure that I don't want to come too forward in the wheelchair because I could, once again, I could push this thing out from under me, which is something I don't want to do. So, I'm going to just reach back. I've got some weight on the wheelchair before I get my butt down in there. Now I'll sit down and go ahead and put my seatbelt on, and I'm good. That's the way I managed to get up and down and reach things up in the cabinet and reach the sink and stuff.